Hi there, welcome back to CloudMom. I got a question from a mom with an 8-month-old baby who's trying to get pregnant again. Here's what she says. My husband and I are trying to get pregnant again. I am still breastfeeding my little girl. She's 8 months old. Any suggestions? I haven't had a period since she was born. These are great questions. I've talked about this a lot in my videos. I did get pregnant with my second baby when I was exclusively breastfeeding my first baby, and he was 5 months old, which is why my first two are 13 months apart. I then also got pregnant with my third baby when I was exclusively breastfeeding my second baby, and he was, I want to say, they are 18 months apart. So he was like 8 months old. So this can happen. I mean, I don't know probability-wise what the likelihood is, but it definitely can happen, okay? That being said, if you are exclusively breastfeeding, not giving any bottles, and including, it said, breastfeeding, at night, of course, this is actually a form of birth control. And the likelihood of you becoming pregnant is highly reduced, because your body is, basically not ovulating, which is why you're not getting your period. So if having another baby soon is a priority for you, and I hate to say this, but, you might want to think about the whole breastfeeding thing, maybe like cutting back a bit on the breastfeeding. But anyway, all that being said, and you should consult with your OB and with your pediatrician, here's some interesting sort of information from an amazing site called CloudMom that I refer to a lot. It's a terrific resource. Here's what, is sort of described as a way to practice birth control through breastfeeding. So if you're doing a lot of these things, which are so great for you and for your baby, health-wise, and I think it would be great to get to a year if you can with the breastfeeding, but these are things that are actually going to discourage your body from becoming pregnant again. I hope this is making sense. So she says, keeping baby close, breastfeeding on cue, using the breastfeeding to comfort your baby, using no bottles or pacifiers. So if you do this, what are the chances of becoming pregnant? And now I'm getting into some statistics. According to CloudMom, if you breastfeed in this way, the chances of you becoming pregnant is 0 during the first 3 months. 0. Less than 2% between 3 and 6 months, and about 6% after 6 months, assuming mom's menstrual periods have not returned. This is the 6% I was in. So it's really, really rare. The average time for the return of menstrual periods is 14.6 months. And moms whose cycles return early tend to be infertile for the first few cycles. Moms whose cycles return later are more likely to ovulate before their first period. So you can ovulate before you get a period. So anyway, that's, a lot of information. But I guess what I would say to boil it down is, if you are exclusively breastfeeding that 8-month-old girl and you have not had a period, the likelihood of you becoming pregnant is very low. You're way under like 10% chance of becoming pregnant. That being said, it's really important for your baby to be getting the breast milk, and it's really great for your health because you are reducing your chances of getting breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and many other things through breastfeeding. It's a very healthy thing for women to do. So I don't know, what your family planning is like, how many children you're planning on having, how far apart you'd like them to be. I mean, in my case, I started relatively late having my baby, so I was really feeling the pressure, and I really wanted to get them out quickly. And miraculously, I did have those 2 first pregnancies while breastfeeding. Now, my second 2 pregnancies where, I got pregnant when each of those babies was, over a year old, I was still breastfeeding, but solids had been introduced. I was pumping. And I think in at least one case, I was also giving some formula. So your body, is starting to get back to more of a regular cycle of ovulating, getting your period, and obviously I got pregnant again. So anyway, amazing question. I don't think the solution is to keep breastfeeding and trying to take some sort of fertility supplement. To me, it just doesn't make a lot of sense because you're kind of saying like 2 different things to your body at the same time. I would really sit down you know, myself and with my partner and think about what your goals are, what kind of, you know, what your family planning looks like, what your timing looks like, and then you're going to have to make some hard decisions. But anyway, I hope that information was helpful. Thanks so much for writing in. Best of luck with your beautiful baby. And please send a picture. I love pictures. Message one to me on Facebook. And I hope to see you back soon again on CloudMom.